Okay, why is that always out? This lighting is so bad. Actually, this might be a cute photo. So, I gave up on my hair being out because it was just in the way. It's hot and I'm trying to make everything perfect. So, without me overthinking, I'm restarting this video. Hopefully this is the last time that I try to film this, but I wanted to film a video about 5 ways you guys can start loving yourself and how I transformed my mindset in preparation for Miss Philippines Australia. I've never competed in anything like this before, so it was all new to me. Okay, so if I look down, it's just because I have my laptop next to me and I just need some sort of guidance. So this video is more about my personal experience and my journey and why I decided to become a mental health advocate. It's going to be really personal. That's why I wanted to make sure that I was comfortable. I'm sitting on my bed, wearing a cute top. My hair was annoying me, so now I'm putting it up. But yeah. So the first thing I want to mention is that you want to find something that is stopping you from exercising your full potential. So for me, I feel like this can be traced back to primary, just because visually I was different, and being a kid I feel like that's just already a lot of stress in itself, just because I was taller than most of the boys and I was slightly wider than the rest of the girls. I was known as like a giant. Having that sort of attention drawn to me, I guess I just didn't know how to take that. There are 2 sort of factors that influenced how I behaved towards myself and how I was behaving around my family and friends. So that was one of them. And the second is there's this specific sort of, I guess, experience or memory I have from primary that I can't get out of my head. So it's been more than 10 years, obviously. If I'm thinking about it this much, or I can't stop thinking about it. Sorry, I don't even know how to say that. I forgot my train of thought. Okay, what was I saying? You guys, I don't think I like the way I look in this video. So the second sort of factor is this person doesn't actually remember. I'm pretty sure they don't remember this. I don't talk to them anymore. But this was when my friends and I were having a great time, and this sort of moment was captured and then they uploaded it on Facebook. So in this particular photo, I didn't necessarily like how I looked in it, but it didn't bother me too much until the person closest to me at the time decided to comment on it and then say that I was ugly. So already being like sort of vulnerable as a kid, and then having someone close to you say that you're ugly, can you just imagine my kid mindset, like not being able to take that? This is the initiator of my mental stress. It made me believe that I wasn't fitting the image for public acceptance. High school rolled around. This is when I was starting my modeling career. So this was when I was just getting into the industry. And the thing about the modeling industry is that when you go into it with no sort of warning on what it would do to your mental health and your body image, there is a lot of self-doubt, a lot of lack of confidence, you lose your self-worth, you sort of just get overwhelmed by these negative feelings. Social media, don't get me started. Like, it still happens now, it's just... But yeah, I just feel like there's a lot to talk about on that particular subject. It's too much in this video. So that was sort of my experience from primary into high school, having this vulnerable mindset where I was always playing victim. I was very dependent on family and friends making me feel better rather than finding... I don't know how long that truck sound was going for. Now my grandpa's calling me. Give me a sec. A lot of what is that? There's a lot of distractions, but it's okay. We're gonna keep filming. This is going up tomorrow, I promise. So the next thing I want to mention, which is number 2, is awareness and recognition to change. Because I was very dependent, vulnerable in my early years, I realized that it was actually towards the end of high school. No, actually, it was the very start of uni. I decided I no longer wanted to live a pessimistic life. I wanted to reprogram my mind to be more optimistic. So with this decision, I guess you could say a door opened for me to join Miss Philippines Australia. I saw this opportunity as a way for me to work on the new goals I had set for myself. So it's a lot of self-development, a lot of personal growth. So there was like a specific quote that helped me get through my fears, because obviously, like I said earlier, I've never done competition, because modeling is very different to pageantry. So having your personality out on stage for everyone to sort of judge you, it's just a scary thought for me, because I've never done anything like that. I hated public speaking. Still sort of do, but I'm working on it. The thought of it just really made me want to crawl up into a ball, and I'd rather not do that. So the quote that helped me get through my fears was, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you look fear in the face. You must do the thing you think you cannot do." And this was constantly in my mindset, because I knew I had to public speak, especially for presentation night. I needed to do Q&A on stage. Doing my first walk in front of everyone, it's just scary, but in my head I would tell myself that it's a lot of personal growth, and that's what I really wanted for myself. So I did all of that. It's just like I made it into a habit to tell myself. It is something that's just like ingrained into my head now, just because I said it to myself every single day, maybe more than once. But yeah, I guess my advice would be to find a quote that sort of resonates with you in terms of how you can get over your fears, and that was something that worked for me. Number 3 is visualization. With visualization, my coaches encouraged me to create a mood board. So on this mood board, I had my face with a crown on top of my head right in the middle. And when I was printing out my face with a crown on top of my head, the lady at Big W started laughing at me. So the reason why my coaches wanted me to do this was because they wanted me to envision the end result. And what I mean by this is that my intentions for joining the pageant wasn't to get the crown and jet. It wasn't to come and go. It was more for like, I knew that by the time it was coronation night, I would have built the character that I was hoping to gain in order to achieve my goal for 2019. Like I said earlier, it's a lot of self-development and a lot of personal growth. By the time it was coronation night, the prize for me wasn't the end result, but rather the character I build on the journey to my destination. And what I mean by that is I wanted to be determined. I wanted to persevere, and I wanted the hard work. With all these different skills that I was hoping to gain, I knew that I would be happy with where I was. No matter what the end result was going to be on coronation night, I would have been proud anyway, because 4 to 5 months of reprogramming my mindset, I knew that I have grown and I've blossomed in terms of self-love and self-confidence. But around my head, I had a lot of inspirational quotes, little goals I wanted to achieve to support my main goal. These little goals included eating healthier, working out more, because obviously that all plays a role in your mental health and how you think more positively about yourself. Let me use my nursing brain. What's that? Is it dopamine? Endorphins. Are they the same thing? I don't remember. Okay, so they just released the happy hormones, I guess you could say. And around that, I wanted to also work on my relationship with God. So that was a big one for me. I wanted to heal my relationship, because I guess the way I was treating myself and my family and friends at the time also affected my relationship with Him. So that was another big goal for me, was to heal that relationship. My advice is that you live your life not with I wish, but I am. Not with I wish I was this, I wish I was that, but living as if you are already there. whatever your mind sort of subconsciously believes, your body will follow. So number 4, taking action on your habits and your routine. So for me, my habits, every single day I would listen to motivational podcasts, whether I was commuting to uni, to work, in between places, if I was just walking, I would always listen to podcasts, motivational podcasts, self-love, that sort of thing. I really wanted to internalize it. I guess these podcasts were reminders of what I am capable of. You want to be able to recognize your own potential, and if you don't, listen to the people around you that will say that, oh, like, you're really good at this, or you should probably try this. Listen to these little things, because I believe everything happens for a reason, and I think this is sort of like God's way on guiding you into the right direction in order to fulfill your purpose. Even though I never wanted to do pageantry, I sort of just felt that it was right, specifically for 2019, because I didn't really care about it before. It just felt different. So I went with my gut feeling. In order to keep yourself going, to keep the momentum, you need to have a strong why. So for me, it was not only for myself, but I also wanted to like make my mom proud of how much I am growing as a person, showing her what I am capable of, my potential. Yes, it's my arm cracked. So the habit I really needed to work on was comparisons. I guess coming from the modeling industry, you just tend to compare naturally. It's not only social media, but when you are around other models, you just sort of start doubting yourself. So when it comes to that, my coach Gez says to judo chop them. So whenever I start comparing myself or I feel bad, I'm just like, sis, you don't have time for this. You gotta just like stop yourself. So once you're aware that you are making these little comparisons, when you are doubting yourself, the first step is done. You're aware of it. But step 2 is being able to stop it at that moment. It does take practice. It is a skill, I believe it is. The more you do it, the easier it becomes, and the shorter amount of time is spent on dwelling on it or thinking about it. I also want to mention the law of attraction. In order to develop this positive mindset, you want to be able to attract everything good. If you only think about negative thoughts, you're only gonna bring in the negative in your life. So with this in mind, this is when gratitude comes in, which is number 5. So this is a thing that sort of just changed my whole life around. Okay, so a few of my friends have been coming to me for some personal advice on their issues, either in a relationship, or I've got a friend that wants to start their own business, but there's like a lot of self-doubt and stuff. What I noticed is that I am always trying to preach gratitude to them. My camera is about to die. Why? Alright, you guys, I'm having major issues with lighting because the sun is going down, so I'm just gonna hold it. So out of the 5 ways that I'm trying to help you guys transform your mindset, if you're only gonna implement one strategy, then I recommend you do this one, only because this is the one that has helped me help my friends with their problems, with their personal issues, either in a relationship or just like a problem they have within themselves and they're struggling to work on it on their own. With gratitude, if you focus on the positives rather than focusing on what's wrong in any situation, then you're going to instantly change how you perceive every situation. In order to start practicing gratitude properly, I recommend every single morning, if you're having like body image issues, you list down 3 things that you love about yourself. For example, I don't have the straightest teeth, and I think you guys noticed that from my videos or maybe my photos or something, or if you know me in person, you see that. And what my coach was saying, it was Gabe, he was saying that I may not have the straightest teeth, but be grateful that you have a full set. It's little things like that you start to appreciate. And it does take practice, it takes discipline to do these things every day and find something new that you love about yourself. You just gain this new state of appreciation. So these are like the main things that have helped me look after myself better, to help with my self-confidence, knowing my self-worth. I feel like I'm just repeating same words. I am not a health professional to give medical advice regarding mental health, but if you need a friend, I'm more than happy to try and talk to you about it. I actually have talked to a few people who have messaged me on my Facebook, so I appreciate that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a like, and if you want to keep following me in my journey, just press the subscribe button below. Thanks guys.